Under the auspices of His Highness Sheikh Sabah Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, the Prime Minister of the Kuwaiti Cabinet held an extraordinary meeting. After the meeting, where a full lockdown on 2 densely populated districts and the extension of a public holiday by 2 weeks, where it was announced as precautionary measures against COVID-19. More in the following report by Nadia Ali.
The Cabinet of Ministers decided to extend the holiday that was supposed to end this week until April the 23rd as part of the country's efforts to curb the spread of COVID-19. The government decided to extend the holiday and work will resume on April the 26th, spokesman Tariq Al-Mizrim told an online news conference following a cabinet meeting chaired by His Highness Sheikh Sabah Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, the Prime Minister. Al-Mizrim said the cabinet assigned Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Interior Anas Al-Saleh to form a team tasked with taking legal action against sponsors who fake workforce, as well as taking appropriate measures to prevent the abuse of workers. Meanwhile, the cabinet statement said it assigned the Ministerial Economic Committee and an executive committee to meet with the National Assembly's office to discuss the public debt draft law amidst huge change in domestic and external spending due to COVID-19. The cabinet also approved a Ministry of Health's request to recruit specialized medical teams from abroad to provide support for frontline workers. It also assigned relevant authorities to extend contracts of workers and services, maintenance, cleaning, and operations. After the meeting, Minister of Interior, Deputy Premier, and Minister of State for Cabinet Affairs Anas Al-Saleh said the government decided to extend a partial curfew by 2 hours as to be between 5 p.m. until 6 a.m., as well as imposing a lockdown on the areas of Mhabula and Jalib al-Shukh. Minister Al-Saleh also said the government believed it would be useful to have gradual extension of the curfew in order to allow people to leave their houses, but only when necessary. He urged the public anew to stay indoors even when the curfew ended. The minister also said the government decided to impose a complete lockdown on Mhabula and Jalib al-Shukh areas for 2 weeks. He said the lockdown, to start today, would enable the health workers to carry out tests on the inhabitants of the 2 areas for their own well-being and for the well-being of the public in general. The Minister of Interior thanked the citizens and expatriates for displaying responsible commitment to the health authorities' instructions, which aim at preserving their safety. Minister of Health Sheikh Dr. Basil Al-Sabah, addressing the same news conference, said health authorities were in the process of containment of the 2 areas as to see where the sources of the viruses are, as well as containing those infected with the virus. He urged people anew to wash their hands, stay indoors, avoid gatherings, and be aware of social distancing. Minister Sheikh Basil, meanwhile, said the repatriation of Kuwaitis abroad was undergoing constant review. Sheikh Basil said the ministry was undergoing its measures in coordination with the World Health Organization.